Hey everybody, this is Meiko Martin from www.bizbuzzin.com, and today we're on day 13 of the 21-day video challenge. We took a little holiday for the Labor Day weekend, and I hope I get through this because I'm supposed to go on a road trip, and it takes a long time to upload these to YouTube, so I might get behind, but actually today I am already 2 days behind, so I'm trying to catch up today and tomorrow in yesterday's video. But anyway, today we're supposed to address our top 5, and then there's a blank, and we're supposed to just fill that in with whatever we think would be appropriate. What I wanted to do was address my top 5 pet peeves. I don't know why, but for some reason that's what came to mind. So what I'd like to do is just go through my top 5 pet peeves, and maybe you'll agree, maybe you won't. But I have 5 types of people that are my top 5 pet peeve. The first one are rude people. I went to an event in July, and I got up very early in the morning to get in line for the event, and I sat there for probably an hour before people started coming in line. And 15 minutes before the event was supposed to start, people started coming up and talking to people who were in line and making conversation and pretending like they were already in line. And this kind of upset me because, you know, I was one of those people who got up early and got down there, and there were a lot of people behind me that were in line, and I don't understand why these people didn't get in line. And I think what annoyed me probably a little bit even more was because the person that was guarding the door didn't tell these people that they had to get in line. Instead, she saw these people crowding up there along the door, and, you know, her comment was, well, everybody will get a seat. Well, that wasn't my point. The point was, I knew I would get a seat, but now, even though I was, you know, the first one in line, I had all these other people that were going to be shoving their way in through the door and making it, you know, make me feel more frantic about getting a seat and everything. And that kind of gave me a little bitter taste about the way the management was over the event. Otherwise, I thought the event was fine. But anyway, also I don't appreciate people talking loudly on their cell phones in public places. Who wants to hear their conversation, right? Nobody does. You're having a personal conversation with somebody, go someplace and have a personal conversation with them. Don't be talking, even at this tone. That is still loud enough for other people to hear, and I think it's rude because nobody wants to, and like in a lot of doctors' offices, they tell you not to be rude to other people. There's signs all over about being rude to other people talking on your cell phone in public places. It's, you know, it's noise pollution. Anyway, that's my take on that. Anyway, also I think that there are a lot of people who are very demanding and demeaning to waitresses and other people who are in the service industry. And, you know, these people live on their tips and things, and I think it's very impolite and rude that they are so demanding and demeaning to these people and then never even leave a tip. I was a waitress for a while, and it happened very often. As a matter of fact, there were certain people that when they came in, we had to rotate them because everybody knew that they would never leave tips and that they were going to be very rude and very demeaning while they were in there. You were never going to be able to make them happy because they came in unhappy. That's just the way they were. I'm surprised these people didn't get up and try to get out of paying their check. I think that some of these people maybe do that, but luckily that didn't happen to me. Anyway, another type of person that makes my top 5 pet peeve people are greedy people. These are people who I feel they spend lots and lots and lots of money for themselves, but are they ever in line to share any of that? You know, even if they, for instance, if they buy lottery tickets, they win anything. Do they ever throw anything into the change dish? Do they ever donate anything to the person sitting outside who's, you know, holding a cup of, empty cup of coffee up, you know, just looking for change? I'm not saying that these people that are out there begging for money are always the nicest people either, but you know, I just think that, you know, everybody should pay it forward a little bit, and there's too many people, they have a lot of things and are not grateful for what they have, and instead they complain about what they have and they want more. And to me, that those kind of people are on my top pet peeve of people. They're the first ones in line at the buffet, but they're the last ones to pull out their wallet when the bill comes. Always, you know, when the bill's getting split, they want to get things right down to the very penny. You know, when you're a bunch of people at a table, you know, unless one has obviously had a lot more than everybody else, just divide it. Criminy, you know, just divide it. Who wants to be, you know, everybody has hard times, you know, so, you know, just make it easy. Why, you know, why be so selfish and greedy with your money? Another type of person that I don't like is the self-righteous people. Some of these are people that go to church every Sunday, but man, are they ever in a prayer group? Do they ever pray for anybody to get better? Do they ever do anything for anybody else? No, they're just self-righteous. They're the first to criticize anyone. They never look at themselves. They can't accept ever being wrong. They blame everyone else for their own problems, and those are people that I think are self-righteous, and I think that are on my top 5 pet peeves. Another type of person is a snob. These are people who are probably way in debt, but act like they still have money. Maybe they do make a lot of money, but they probably have more debt than anybody else too. They're the ones that wear the designer clothes, even if they're uncomfortable. They make everybody know that they have a designer handbag or designer shoes or this or that, and those are people that I consider snobs. They're very class oriented, and they, you know, snub their nose at anybody that is what they consider a lower class than they are, which would be anybody really, unless it was somebody that was over them, and then of course they would be angry if that person did anything like that to them, because they think they're just as good as they are, right? Excuse me. Another type of person that I think is that falls into the top 5 of my pet peeves is dangerous people. I'm not talking like dangerous with a gun or anything. Those are people I don't like, but these are people that are normal, just like everybody else, but they do dangerous things because they think they're special. They'll drive over a double yellow line that is on a hill and obviously put there for a danger, you know, to warn people that it's dangerous to cross, and they'll pass people and they can't even see what's coming at them. And then what they do is if a car comes, then they immediately get into the other lane again, and may even be causing an accident behind them, and they don't. Are they going to even look in their rearview mirror and look? No, because they were in such a hurry. They couldn't go the speed limit. We have a road here that is 30 miles an hour, and if I drive 30 up that road, my gosh, there are cars, bumper to bumper behind me, and they get angry at me because I'm driving the speed limit. And I always point to the sign and say, hey, it says 30 over there, 30, that sign says 30. But, and they'll practically go off. This is this road that I'm talking about. It's not very wide, and it's barely wide enough for two cars to fit in, and yet they'll practically go off of the edge of the road to get by me, even though I'm way over on my side. But if you go faster than that going up that road, there's ruts and everything, and the tires get all bent and the rims get all bent up, and and you can have damage to your car, the under part of your car, because of the ruts and everything. And these people they're just too impatient, and they're just dangerous drivers, and they put other people at risk because of that. And of course, if they went off the road, I'd be the first one that would be over there trying to help them. But, would they appreciate it? No, they probably would turn around and say, hey, because you're driving. And I'll just say to the officer, when the officer comes, say, listen, this guy was speeding. He was on my bumper and then decided to go 50 past me because he didn't want to drive the speed limit up this road. And this is where he ended up. I pulled out onto this road one day, and a car was way, way, way up the road, and there was plenty of room for me to get out. And by the time I pulled out, this car was almost on top of me. I could not believe how fast this car was going. I couldn't tell in the distance because it was night, and all I saw was lights. And this car ended up swerving around me and taking a quick turn. They were going to be turning at the very next block, and tried to make that turn and drove into somebody's yard, and the car made 2 flips. And it wasn't my fault because I was, I had pulled out. There was plenty of time had they been going the speed limit, but I didn't know that they weren't going the speed limit. And so, they had that accident, and a guy got out of the car. I thought he was the driver. He wasn't the driver. The woman who got out of the car later, she started walking away. And finally the officers came, and I told them, hey, I don't know what, that woman is, she doesn't look well. She's, come to find out, of course, she was drunk. And the guy couldn't believe that she just left him. And I guess it was his wife, and they were both drunk. And apparently he had fallen asleep in his side of the car, and she was, just rushing, coming down that road. She had to have been going 50, 60 miles an hour coming down that road. And honestly, they're just lucky that nobody got hurt. Nobody in the house that they almost ran into, and nobody in the vehicle. So, and me. I mean, they could have hit me too, and they could have had me in a bad accident, but luckily that didn't happen to me. So anyway, they did end up finding her by the license number of the car, and she had suffered a minor concussion, and they had to take her to the hospital, but she was drunk, and she didn't even realize that she was injured, and she had walked home, which was about maybe 2 blocks away. So anyway, those are my top 5, and I just wanted to share those with you today as part of this video, and I hope that you join me for the next video in this challenge. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.